Hello everyone, this is Jessica with Black Travelers Network, and today's topic is what happens when the government shuts down. How is travel and tourism impacted, and what's the effect once the government shuts down? This topic is hot and heavy on a lot of people's mind. Folks tend to forget that this is not the first time the government has shut down, but we want to give a lot of you who are listening some basic information about what this government shutdown looks like. And this story comes to us by way of time.com. And the name of the article is "Here's What Happens During the Government Shutdown." So, eager tourists hoping to catch a glimpse of the Statue of Liberty in New York this past weekend were left disappointed when the national landmark became one of several federally run sites and buildings closed during the government shutdown. Lawmakers failed to pass a short-term spending bill midnight January 20th, resulting in a partial government shutdown on the anniversary of President Donald Trump's inauguration. The bill required 60 votes to pass, a procedure Trump suggested lawmakers alter with the nuclear option in a Sunday tweet. Last seen for 16 days in October 2013, a government shutdown largely impacts government employees, agencies, and federally controlled buildings and sites. Thousands of federal employees, including White House staffers, are furloughed or sent home without pay during the shutdown. However, essential services like the armed forces and entitlement programs will not be shut down. United States residents are still able to send mail, receive Social Security benefits, travel by plane and train, and visit some national parks and landmarks. Indeed, the Trump administration encouraged national park officials to keep sites open without full staffing during the shutdown in an effort to minimize public outcry, according to the Washington Post. The effort has taken shape in different forms at a variety of parks, with the Statue of Liberty closed over the weekend in New York, but the Grand Canyon still open to the public. However, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced Sunday the state would fund the reopening of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island sites during the shutdown. While it is unclear how long the shutdown will last, here's what is closed and what is open during the shutdown. What is closed during the government shutdown? As a result of a number of employees furloughed thanks to the shutdown, a number of federal agencies and offices are closed or not fully operating. That includes the IRS, which won't provide customer service during the shutdown. Other agencies like the Department of Education and the Department of Health and Human Services also furloughed employees, resulting in a halt in services. Some national parks and federal buildings like the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. are closed as a result of the shutdown. A number of federal research centers are also closed, resulting in an uproar in the scientific community as it interrupts research. What is open during the government shutdown? Well, postal services will still be available, Social Security checks will still come, and Medicare and Medicaid programs will still go on during government shutdown. Additionally, airports will still be open, and trains, including Amtrak, will still be running. Federal courts will also stay open and will continue to stay open for up to 3 weeks amid the government shutdown. Most proceedings and deadlines will occur as scheduled. U.S. courts said in a statement, though some hearings and filing dates may be rescheduled if an attorney from an executive branch agency is not working. The Smithsonian Institution, which includes a number of museums, and the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., was open over the weekend and on Monday thanks to funding from last year. It is also unclear how long the Smithsonian museums and research centers will stay during the shutdown, though a tweet from the institution said it will update visitors as soon as we know. For those living in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., officials said the city government will remain open. And so I encourage you to stop by time.com to check out the article. I mean, it honestly seems like a lot of political theater. There's no way Congress knew in taking that vote that the votes weren't going to land the way that they did. They always know this before they take the vote. That's why sometimes they don't even take the vote, because they know how people are going to vote. And so, again, it just seems like it's all this big production, and, you know, for the most part, a lot of American citizens really won't largely be impacted by this. You know, it's unfortunate for those thousands, if not millions of people who are set to visit the United States for tourism purposes. I mean, those folks could definitely be impacted, especially if some of these government buildings that really see a lot of traffic among tourists visiting the United States, if they start shutting down, then that's pretty unfortunate, because a lot of these people book well in advance. They pay for a number of different tickets to go to the exhibits and the museums. And, you know, Washington, D.C. is one of the biggest tourist attractions in the entire country. I mean, it's the nation's capital. So, of course, you get a lot of tourists who are going into D.C. So, hopefully, this political theater will come to an end pretty soon, and things can get going as normal. For those of you who are listening, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. The goal is to bring you news that affects and impacts Black travelers throughout the world. But we provide stories that really relate to everyone, with a spin on the travel perspective. And so feel free to subscribe and drop your comments down below in the comment section to let us know what you think about the government shutdown. Have you experienced any closures? Have you been impacted directly by the shutdown? What do you think? Is it political theater to you, or do you see it differently? All right, take care.